or they're gonna be trying to use the Arlot just like what you are mentioning before?
Ooh, that's an actually pretty interesting choice to go for, right? They could definitely go for the Esmeralda. Very good mobility that has synergy with the composition that they have right now, and also the shielding from that Shunpu and even from the Fredrin definitely can be soaked in by that Esmeralda. But with the Julian pick right now, Myanmar are really lacking in range. They're again doubling down into a lot of the damage, but it's going to be coming from a very short range. All of their heroes right now, melee heroes. They're setting up for a very long-range hero, and maybe that could be a Melissa, maybe it could be even a Leslie up against the carry, but it is going to be very risky to pull off here, especially because you're up against a Valentina and a Lancelot, two heroes that could definitely dive into you and stop you from playing this natural front to back. They could even just double down again as well on some more dive here for the side of the Philippines. They already have a Lancelot, a Carry, and a Valentina. I don't see why they don't want to go for something like a Kufra again. And yeah, that's it. They lock it in. There's no reason to change that pick right now. They have the initiation, they have the dive, they have the follow-up, and right on cue, the Arlet, as I said earlier, wasn't banned out by Myanmar, and I feel like that might be an oversight here. That the Arlet on the hands of Flat TZ gave them so many problems in game number 1. They go for the Moscow, so not even that much range here. Sure, some global presence with the Spear of Destruction, but the range is definitely going to be a factor that can be utilized by the Philippines to punish with this full kind of melee comp.
It surprised me. I thought it's gonna be like a Cloud maybe to actually dive into the backline to the side of Korea, but it's a Moscow. We know that actually this is gonna be a super risky movement coming from the Myanmar side. As a Julian, that is, I don't think like Julian is being popular again lately, right? It's just like an option. It's not like top priority here, especially going against a Valentina with this kind of resources that can be stolen. I think like it's just a huge setup that can be brought by a Philippine here with the heroes that they are having. But back again, it depends on how they move inside of the land of dawn. Will this show able to do what will he be able to redeem what is happening in the first game? Like the first game, he's unable to actually pick up the players coming from the side of Philippines, and right now with the positioning hero like Carry, like a Arlot along with the Valentina, he really needs to do a really good job, because a very short range hero like this with 5 of them, I just like a little bit surprised why they don't try to pick over the Farsha, why don't they try to pick another kind of hero that can be used as the range here from the Myanmar. It's
I
just
think
like,
it may be because of the Arlet, right? They know that the Arlet's still open. That's why they might not want to go for the Farsa. But I agree with you. Going for the Julian means that you are going to have more to say when you get Dovan. You obviously have the enhanced sword that can get you out of some sticky situations. But giving away again the range advantage to a team like the Philippines here, who really are able to utilize the early mid control to snowball and control the tempo of the game, is a very risky move. And on top of that, Vela, it's not any carry, it's Super Marco's carry. It's a signature pick.
That's the thing. That's the case here. That's why I was like getting really confused over the draw here. But Nico right there is actually trying to give punishment here to the Kufra and giving a lot of presence, but in the bottom lane, I think like from the side of Philippines, they know how strong they are with the lineup that they're having at the moment with the Lancelot. You know, despite it's a tank slot, I think like it's still gonna be a very good hero in the early game, or good damage as well to go to the side of Myanmar. Try to poke them, try to give them pressure that they were needed. And now this is what I'm scared most. Like with the IMU with the Valentina, and she is having the Way of Dragons to actually help them to eliminate or maybe pick up the player coming from the side of Myanmar. If they don't take care of their positioning, it's just gonna be a super bad, I might say, to the side of Myanmar. So they really need to take care of positioning and everything.
they can definitely be punished even more now, right? I mean, we already saw, despite them losing in mid-control last game in the early stage, Myanmar were able to get better setup onto the turtle, but Philippines were still able to steal it some way with Calteezy's crazy retribution, I should say. This time, he doesn't even need to go for the crazy 50-50 retribution. They already have proper mid-control now with the way the dragon and the lockdown. That's going to be Ogwen falling down. First blood over to Myanmar with a proactive movement. A flicker by Blink, getting out to safety. And there you go, Myanmar. They don't have the wave clear, but they can make up for it with the killing pressure, which they're already utilizing pretty well in the early stage. They just can't fall behind in the objective department. They need to start trading whenever Philippines wants to go for an objective. In the mid lane, already a little bit of skirmish. Again, just a little bit there. Few able to escape. Nico with a taunt now, jumping on Kyle Teasy. Joining in as well with a puncture there as Nico is going to be able to clear out the lethal. Blink! Now, looking for the way of the dragon, not able to find it. Ogwen with a Tarnish Revenge, and that's a disengage from the way of the dragon as Flapteezy is rotated all the way to the mid lane. Both teams disengaging from now. No objectives to go for.
No objective, yeah. But previously, the first blood, they're using a lot of resources to take care of that first blood, and it's Ogwen. They are really targeting Ogwen at this point. They don't want any setup that can be brought by this Kufra, because that Kufra is actually the one that's stopping them to have the moment in the first game. So I think like they are much more careful here over the movement inside of the pushes here. They don't want anyone to get picked up easily, but this is show. I mean, like, whenever you are showing up, you're definitely getting poked here by the heroes coming from the Philippine sides. We have the carry, we have the Valentina that might use a lot of resources to actually put you down, but this is going to be the battle of setup towards this turtle who is actually
That's going to be the split. Shadow bringing Flapteezy back. Oh, the final slash actually CC's Nico for Calteezy to pick up the retry. Beautiful coordination from the Philippines to take the second turtle of the game. Now, oh my god, View with the way the dragon flicker combo onto Nico, bringing it back. Now it's the damage coming through, but the hand sword finds its mark, and the Appraiser's Wrath will be able to take View down. Despite the play happening there, they weren't able to capitalize. They don't have any damage here. Carry is still in the gold lane. Ogwen now going to be engaged on. Calteezy able to clear out that mid lane, so no objectives are going to be taken here from Myanmar. But Super Marco needs to be careful. That's a flicker out. That's a Spear of Misery connecting in the taunt to lock him down. Stitch picks up another kill from Myanmar, but there is a turret objective trade down below. Flapteezy getting it done.
My god, I thought like Myanmar won't be having a lot of movement. They are playing much more aggressive for this game. They know what they want. They know what they're aiming for. And I think like aiming towards the kills that they can get is just like looking so good, especially for the stage here. 1 point so far on his hand, and shutting down Super Marco in this like first 5 minutes is just like a very good upper hand for Myanmar side. They are leading in terms of kill, but the thing is, they are not leading in terms of gold. The gold is still on the hand of Philippines, despite all of the war, all of the movement they tried to pick players coming from the side of Philippine side. I think they also need to transfer everywhere into the objective gaming, because in the bottom lane, we saw that actually one turret is being taken down, and now in the top lane, Philippines securing the second turret here. They're playing objectively, try to push down the growth that can be brought by Myanmar for this game.
Very good objective control. Again, right? Myanmar right now, the only thing they have going for them is the kill pressure that they have with the Julian and technically the Moskov. Also the split push potential because of that global presence here, as they are able to trade down below, as we said in the early game. That's what they have to do against the Philippines, who have better mid-control. Now it's going to be the catch, Tarnish Revenge, and the Rage. Now follow-up as well onto Nico. Shadow with a split. But it's going to be Super Marco who tries to melt him down, getting him down to a quarter of his HP. Still, though, it's going to be the trade happening for the side of Myanmar. It was all just a distraction from Nico and Shadow. Very good movement by Myanmar, able to capitalize and equalize in that gold department now. Back to even.
Yeah, back to even, taking 2 turrets, especially its bottom turrets, that is close to the Lord right now. It's like 1 minute 30 seconds to the first Lord to appear inside of the Land of Dawn. And I think like Stitch going to the late game like this is actually doing really good. But with the Way of Dragon being pop here, will they have enough damage to actually finish this Lancelot off?
Oh, they bait out a lot of resources here. Even Flap TZ had to jump in with the final slash. So that's a good ability on cooldown where Myanmar have a little bit of a chance to maybe look for a play. But again, Blink has also already used the Way of the Dragon. So for both teams, I feel like there's not going to be any engages for the next few minutes. Unless Kyle TZ wants to go for a cheeky little dive here with a Phantom Execution as well. Almost assassinating Lina on the tank salon.
But that's the thing about tanks a lot. You won't be having as big as regular Lancelot here. So right now, this Philippines right now are focusing over the objective. They really want to put the movement, but the bushes is very crowded right now. They really want to try to pick up somebody, but the sneak peek happens. The peek, but Ogwen.
Ogwen finding three, and it's the combo! Set up by Ogwen, followed through by the entire Philippine squad. How does Ogwen keep finding these moments? The instincts from this man to know that there were 4 people stacked up there. Only the glue showed up as he walked off away from the bush there. But again, Ogwen, game 1, game 2, same impact right here, turning the tides of the game with one brilliant Tyrant's Revenge.
Oh my god, that was beautiful. I thought like after the spear that is being popped by the Moscow, they will not try to contest the players coming from Myanmar, but Ogwen just like jumping in and figure it out. He just know what to do. He just want to open up, give the information towards Philippines, but he got more than information. He got 2 kills on the hand of Team Myanmar. He kept doing it. Like, look at that one. Ogwen opening up all of the pushes available inside of the Land of Dawn. Try to give the way for Philippines member to try to give the damage towards Myanmar. And Myanmar now being caged inside. Unable to do a lot here. Only one member is outside and it's Blink. He is just like trying to get something, but I don't think like his movement will be able to try to pick off the players coming from the side of Philippines here. He's just being too far while the Lord is already marching down to the bottom lane to the side of Myanmar base.
It's going to be very difficult here. Lord marching down in the bottom lane. Still 10th minute though, so there's still going to be the turret passage that comes through. Myanmar able to clear the waves, micromanaging it one by one, but like you said, Blink was looking for a flank, but he might have bitten too much than he could chew. All alone now, Ogwen trying to charge out the Tyrant's Revenge. That's the final slash. They don't need the Tyrant's Revenge, they'll just use... Oh, nobody saw that, Kyle. It's fine. It's fine. Myanmar trying to punish though right now, trying to get that mid lane turret, but they back off because the Philippines have reacted pretty fast onto that little play. And hey, it's the Philippines who are going to be able to capitalize here. Myanmar once again maybe overthinking the situation, trying to make some plays happen, being a bit too impulsive. Just like game number 1, they will be the ones punished here in the 10th minute of the game.
Yeah, I think like they just want to get something, and in returns they are losing a lot. I might say they're losing one member, they're losing one base in the bottom lane. Again, the setup that they tried to do, it's not really working based on the draft that they are having. They really want to have like a big war with the presence coming from the Fredrin, with the town, with the pick up combination that might happen coming from the side of Cho and the Lina as well. The CC that they are having is actually really good. That's why they're betting over the DG, right? But again, they are really hero going against tons of moving hero, but Shadow right now doing a little bit of split and also pass, trying to pick up the players. Oh, good! Actually, is the one is the main target right here.
Yeah, he's gonna be isolated here. Wow, Few! Wow, Few! Able to utilize the vision pocket of the bush, escaping from the Way the Dragon constantly, and now it's gonna be the outplay. The re-engage from Kyle as Super Marco deals with the front line. It's another double kill. My lord, Few! What an amazing pocket of vision play there, just walking back in front from the bush to deny the Way the Dragon. And now it's gonna be the Philippines who are looking to end the game. They don't want the Lord right now, they want some base turrets first. finally, they set their sights onto the Enhanced Lord. Super Marco has a win of nature now, so whatever kind of burst that Myanmar wants to place on him is going to be even harder to do. Man.
Oh my god, picking 3 hero when that is a moment of Lord. It is massive to the side of Philippines, and now they are leading by 8,000 gold so far. And now the Lord is marching from the mid lane here towards Myanmar side. And I think like every resources right now will be like very important, but from the items that we are having, we can see that actually Super Marco is just like having a full item already, going for the last item here. He still can go for the Malefic Roar if he wants to, but if he's aiming for something else, I think like for safety, if they can go for maybe Immortal is so much better, to be honest, because of the dive in that might happen coming from the side of Myanmar. But Ogun! Oh no!
Oh. Maybe a bit too aggressive there. Ogun going to be punished now to re-engage. Few going to be knocked down all the way to the mobility field. Stitch picks up a double kill, but the base is wide open for the taking now. The mini waves are crashing in. Myanmar will have to disengage, and because of that, they will just leave Shadow all alone to fend for himself. They need to take care of the base. The minions were almost able to end the game. Look at that base HP. Super low already. But it does show that Myanmar, they're showing signs of life. They're showing that they are still in this game to win it. Despite Philippines having a massive gold lead, they can still get a few good fights if Philippines makes a blunder like that. They need to be still very, very careful.
The patience that Myanmar have on this one, they're just like waiting for that kind of moment to happen, and they take the opportunity here. And I think like that is a very good sign for Myanmar. But it's still gonna be a very long journey. Philippines right now try to put back the movement. Kaltizi finishing off the radiant armor here to try to hold up the damage that can be given by Myanmar side. And I think like from Myanmar, if they are able to actually bait up Ogun again and try, or maybe pick off over the few, it might be the key. But Super Marco will be the one that need to be flanked by the side of Myanmar, because so far Super Marco have really good position, not only from this game but also from the previous game. We saw that actually how is his position always giving a lot of moment for the side of Philippines. But Ogun definitely the biggest problem here.
Yeah, that initiation, even the bouncing ball that can disengage, the Kufra is basically complete in what he can do right here in this particular game because of the amount of dashes, I would say, or the amount of engage that Myanmar has. This initiation tool / disengage tool becomes just so good. And Philippines can just utilize this even more. Again, just utilizing the waves, setting up for the next objective, trying to take it without any contest whatsoever for the side of Myanmar, with a slow push building up in that top lane, also the bottom lane pushing in because of the super minions. Bren and Philippines will be able to take this Lord for now. Nico, though, looking for the opening. That's a retreat battle. Nico steals it away from Kyle Teasy. The Praise's Wrath is going to be able to connect right there. Super Marco is still going to be able to space really well. That's the penetration damage coming from Stitch right now. He jumps back in with some damage. Final slash popped in by Flap Teasy with a sustain as well, but he will fall to Stitch. This is the time. Myanmar, they can come back in the game. Kyle Teasy, even there, losing the purple buff away. Lina steals it out, and Myanmar, they're able to equalize in that gold department with the Enhanced Lord. Now they're looking for their own siege.
They are looking good at the moment. We know that actually the attack speed coming from the siege will be so crazy for the late game, and with that immortality on their hand, I think like it's one of the safe items to be brought by this siege. But the Lord that is marching on the bottom lane here, and one last outer turret in the mid lane, is just giving a lot of things towards Philippines. The pressure is there. They still want to try to get on something. And this is the third Lord. I mean, like, without any movement that can be brought by Myanmar to try to engage towards Philippines, it's just not going to be that huge. But oh, here we go. Shadow using the speed space. But there is no movement yet again from the Philippines. They don't want to move again to try to pick up the players from Myanmar. They're definitely disengaging. They don't want to contest it back because they know they are maybe not ready for this kind of war without the help coming from the Lord. They are playing a patience game here, mind games from Myanmar from that second.
The map pressure is back though, Vela, right? What Philippines had to play with now is going to be a bit harder to play with since Myanmar were able to get that Lord. And man, we got to talk about that even more. Like Nico, 1 versus 2 against a tank slot with full puncture stacks. That should have really, well, that it's not shouldn't. That definitely favored Kaltizi when it comes to the 50-50 retry battle. With a full puncture stacks, you deal more damage with retribution, but Nico somehow, some way was able to take it away. When we take a look at the item builds here, you can already see Kyle's feeling very confident. Usually with a tank slot, you see a war axe, but because these fights have been going on for, well, haven't been really drawn out, he decided to go for the Hunter Strike, just for a little bit more damage, a little bit more burst to play with. But now we're entering that late stage where Stitch and Lina are fully back online, right? Stitch especially here will need to be targeted. Philippines will need to try to put all their resources onto Stitch because if this guy is able to free hit, the entire team will be melted down. That's the thing about the Moskov. You clump up together, it's going to be an advantage for Myanmar.
Yeah, it is. With the attack speed that he's having for the late game, it's just going to be super massive. Along with the Super Marco, actually, I want to mention as well, like Super Marco going against like 3 tanky heroes from the side of Myanmar, the true damage will actually melt down Myanmar really fast. But the case is, the players coming from the side of Myanmar really targeting the presence of the Super Marco. They really want to go in. They really want to dive in to their side. That's why the Super Marco really cautious over the movement that he can do inside of the line of down. And right now, poking over the Lord. Look at that one. Actually, the spear is always being used to seek the presence of Ogwen. They really want to know what kind of movement that Philippines is doing. And look at how far Stitch is from the war. He just he'll just easily go to the war with the that he's having, but oh, the Lord.
Yeah, not too sure about that, man. With Stitch up top, that's gonna be a free kill over. The final slash seals Shadow's fate. Now Nico is going to be engaged on. Flapteasy trying to zone him away from the Lord Pit, but it's going to be Nico again! With the retribution to steal it away. Blink with the way to Dragon onto Few. They did not have Stitch. Shadow died before the Turtle 50-50 or the Lord 50-50, but they were able to still find it. Lina now running for his life. That's Kaltizi with retribution. Lina trying to cut away, dealing some damage as he walks back in to the fray. Looking for an enhanced sword combo as well, but the way the Dragon locks him down. Kaltizi picks up the kill. It's an evolved Lord from Myanmar. They have prolonged the game again.
They are definitely getting something here. They will be able to stop the Lord. This is like midway going to the mid lane over the Philippines, but without Lina, without Shadow, I don't think from the side of Myanmar will try to do something else. But Nico, look at this one. He's just like, he's being disturbed by the presence coming from Flapteasy, but we can see how he is going with the retribution. That is smooth like a butter, you know? He's just like taking everything. It's just, I don't know, it's just so beautiful coming from Myanmar, especially coming from Nico with the movement, despite all of the struggles that he's having to go and reach that Lord. It's 11-6 right now. Based on the kill, Philippines got it. Based on the gold, it's pretty much the same. And this is 21 minutes inside of the second game. So far, both of them still have chance to win this game. It depends how they are going to be able to secure it. Is it a better setup? Is it pick off that might happen? Because both of them keep doing the same undisciplined movement. Some of them get pick off. Some of them are using the resources not on the perfect timing. And it will be a domino effect. This is 22 minutes going on inside of Land of Dawn. Right now, whoever get picks off, it will cost them like almost 1 minute to respawn back. So if they're getting picked off at this moment, it will be a huge problem.
The fact that that happened again, Vela. I mean, looking at it again, watching the replay just blew my mind because maybe the first time it was magical, but watching it again was even more magical. It's very rarely that you see that because Philippines, it wasn't just a one-man lead that they had in the team fight. Stitch was up in the gold lane as well. So it was a 3v5 for Myanmar. It was just beautiful because it wasn't just a solo endeavor from Nico that got that play back. It was also Lina who just went in with the enhanced sword, just buying some time, distracting the back line as well, just creating more scenarios onto the heads of Team Philippines where they had to multitask, right? That's what gave Nico the slight edge in that retribution battle. Nico, he had one thing set in his mind. It's to go in and it's to retribution the heck out of that Lord.
And it might be the third time. Third times is charm, you know, and Nico is there again. He is present for this fifth Lord inside of the Land of Dawn. But will he be able to get it? Right now, Myanmar and also Philippines, they know each other's position. Will there be a flank that might happen coming from Myanmar towards Philippines here? Because so far, they know the information that the Moscow is on the top lane. Will they continue to poke over this Lord, or they might be going for something else? Because the decision will really matter here. Whoever got picked off, it will cost them 1 minute to respawn. And whoever not ready to do anything else will be punished just like Kaltizi?
Oh, beautiful wave manipulation as well. Spear of Destruction onto the back Shadow. Just buying some time right now. Still going to be the split now connecting onto Kaltizi with the Thorn Rose used up. Shadow going to be isolated from the team. Ogwen and Super Marco waiting for Shadow to descend back down to the Land of Dawn right now as he's going to be able to use a slam pass to escape for a bit. Going back and forth. Has the immortality. It's going to be popped in. Meanwhile, the Lord here going to be targeted by the side of Myanmar. Super Marco is godlike. Look at the boost right now. Controlled by the side of Lina. Still able to distract, but the Lord is going to be engaged on Ogwen with a flicker. Blink with the Shampoo. Flapteezy with the final slash. We're gonna Blink back right now. That's gonna be the stun, locking him down. But Blink gets out with the Shampoo again from the Tyrant's Rage. Enhanced Scythe gonna be used up onto Few, taking a chunk of his HP bar as the mini waves come crashing down again to Myanmar. It's the signature Filipino discipline here into the Lord Dance, bobbing and weaving back and forth. Nico still making the magical plays happen, holding off 3 members. Few finds a kill onto the back somehow, some way, and it's another 3v5 for Myanmar. It will not be able to make that miracle play happen 3 times. It's going to be Kaltizi who secures it with no contest. Philippines now with a 2-man advantage and an evolved Lord.
Oh my god. I didn't see this coming. I thought Shadow was buying time for Myanmar to take that Lord, but nope. They reset it all the way. They let Philippines try to control back the movement to Myanmar. I thought if they got it, they might be able to give them like a couple of more minutes to actually stay inside of the Land of Dawn waiting for Shadow to respawn back again. But with the Lord that is marching to the mid lane of Team Myanmar, this is the 5th Lord. Ladies and gentlemen, this is quite hard for Myanmar to handle here.
Think it's a bit too much. Nico already now going to be displaced right there, but the Appraiser's Wrath is able to find a little bit more HP. Stitch still free hitting in the back line of Shadow is able to bring with the split a few members back in. Nico losing immortality. That's going to win a truncheon. Bob Flapteezy able to buy so much time, but no members have fallen right here. The Lord is onto the base. The immortality is going to pop one by one. Ogwen finds a knock up. It's a killing spree, and it's a 2-0 clean sweep for Team Philippines.